Hormozi just broke down his entire content funnel that he used to generate over $50 million for his business. So forget everything you've learned when it comes to making organic content that actually brings in inbound leads. Hormozi revealed why 90% of you are wasting your time with content. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down his advice and show you exactly how you can implement it to build a sustainable content funnel that brings you inbound leads completely on autopilot. In fact, these are the same strategies that many niche business creators like Serge Gatari and Ravia Pivala have used to book a disgusting amount of inbound sales calls through their content without doing any cold outreach. But just so you know, this video isn't going to be highly edited or flashy. So if you have a short attention span or you aren't serious about implementing Hormozi's advice, I suggest you click off now. So with all that said and done, let's dive in.
One is that shorts viewers become longs viewers. And I just haven't seen that. Like, I hear it all the time, but when I looked at it, that just wasn't the case. People who watch longs want more longs. People who want shorts watch more shorts. Caveat, if you find me in shorts in one platform, but you're a YouTube's longs viewer, then you might watch my YouTube long view, content. And so, but it's like, if you only watch YouTube shorts, you're not going to become a longs viewer. You will just keep watching whatever you normally consume. So people have consumption preferences by platform. And so I kind of see them as they're like in separate tracks in terms of bringing people in.
This is actually so true. Many entrepreneurs who make short form content or repurpose their long form content into short form content and post it on YouTube Shorts think that those YouTube Shorts viewers will eventually become long form content viewers. Even I used to think that. But the truth is, people who watch YouTube Shorts want more YouTube Shorts. And people who watch long form content on YouTube want more long form content. That's the truth. In fact, posting short form content was actually hurting my business because YouTube Shorts tend to get much more views much quicker. And those views I was getting weren't really interested in my long form content, which means I couldn't really nurture them properly, which was a big problem for me. However, I have had people come in from my short form content from TikTok and Instagram to watch my long form content. So the bottom line here is, don't post shorts on your YouTube channel because you need people to spend as much time as possible with you so that you can nurture them and build trust with them properly.
Big shift is how to how I. I say this a lot, but people still don't do it. Like, if you say like how to, 3 ways to blah, 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 kind of sucks. Like, everyone says it. Like, the amount of people's profiles that I see that have like 5 followers, they're like 6 neat tricks that just like no one gives a shit, right? It's 6 ways I helped this person do something, or 6 ways because the thing is like, how is it unique? Well, there's only one of you, and you have the clients that you've worked with. Like, my case study stuff are videos that I make them like, no one else can make this content.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. I notice it in the school games. It's like opinion pieces versus like a story about something that happened.
Right.
Like, the worst thing, I hate it when I see someone do a post and it's like, how to be successful, 6 things. I look at their profile, they've got 1 member in their group, which is them.
Yeah.
And they haven't even commented on anyone's stuff. So I'm like, shut up, basically, like, in my mind. But then you see Evelyn, for example, say, over the last 30 days, I spent this much money on ads, and here's what I found. And she just lays out the facts. That's the difference, right? It's
state the facts and tell the truth.
Because no one's doing anything. Everyone's just talking shit on the internet.
From my experience and my data, how I titles have always done better than how to titles. I used to think that how I titles are good for bottom of funnel content, like case studies and stuff like that. And how to titles are for like broader reach and SEO and stuff like that. But the data from my videos has shown that how I titles get the most amount of reach. For instance, this piece of content I posted got like 10 or 15 views when the title was how to make content as a copywriter. But when I changed it to how I help copywriters get clients through content, it skyrocketed to 60 views. And I know that, 60 views isn't a lot. That's true. 60 views really isn't a lot. But it's significant compared to 10 to 15. It's significant, it's appreciable. I also think that people genuinely appreciate the authenticity and the uniqueness when you share your own way of doing something or you share your own experience. For instance, on my channel, the two most highest performing videos in the last 28 days are these 2 videos. Since I started being consistent with content, these 2 videos are the most the highest performing videos on my channels. This one, I shared my experience about how I posted 59 IG Reels, which only got me 67 followers. And it got 60 views. I know that 60 views isn't a lot, but compared to the views I used to get on my videos, 60 views is a very significant jump. Just because I changed the title from how to I, sharing my own experience. So you should definitely share your own unique way of doing something, especially in your titles.
I think the algorithm is getting so good at serving niche content to people who consume niche content that you have to be okay with something that has, 19 views. I'm being dead serious about it. Like, I've had so many businesses just in the last couple months that I've spoken with that, I talked to an art dealer that's doing $1 million a year with a 1,500 person email list. I'll talk to a person who's super niche down and registered dietitian who helps people registered dietitians bill insurance more accurately. That's her business. Like, talk about a niche of a niche of a niche. And she has 5,800 followers. And she told me she made her first sale when she had 8 people on her email list. 8. I was like, is it a list at that point? Or do you just email 8 people? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's Outlook.
Yeah, right. I was like, you just emailed friends, right?
Yeah.
But she was doing just under $1 million a year with 50. And I looked at her reach on her account and it was like 2,800.
Wow.
But if you're a registered dietitian and you want to make an extra $100,000 a year by billing insurance under all these different codes, you buy her thing.
This is actually very true. If you study B2B creators like Serge Katari or Ravi Abuvalo, who've made multiple millions from their content funnels, you'd realize that these people don't really care about impressions or views. The only KPIs they use to track the performance of their content is the number of opt-ins they get and the number of calls they book. That's it. For instance, this video here literally had 20 views when it booked its first inbound sales call. Until this day, this video still brings me inbound leads in the form of opt-ins. Also, speaking of opt-ins, if you want to learn more about content funnels and exactly how you can use them to book inbound sales calls on your calendar without doing any cold outreach, I have a free WhatsApp group down below. So if that interests you, the link is down below.
For everyone who sees the overnight success, right? What I want you to do is go to my podcast and look at the timestamp of my first episode. It's 2017. 5.5, 6 years ago, it just now hit the top 10. And in that 6-year period, I did not miss. Every week, 1 to 3 podcasts for 6 years. And so people are making podcasts and thinking in 90 days they're somehow going to blow up. When the reality is that you're finding your voice for the first year. You're figuring out what way you communicate. You're learning how to teach, how to entertain, how to present. You're learning how to speak. And you're also learning about the stuff that you're learning meantime, right? Like, in that period of time, I might not have had as much stuff that was as cool in the beginning that applied to as many people, because the first 150 episodes is just me talking about how to run a gym better. Right around 150, I start talking about marketing in general, because that's what I was into at the time. And then I start talking about sales, and I start talking about business in general and M&A and things as they've evolved over time. And so the subject matter, as well as my skill in delivering it, both improved over that period of time. And now the podcast is top 10 on entrepreneurship and very high ranked in business. Next to names that I looked up to my whole career.
I'm not really qualified yet to talk about staying consistent with your content, because I've been posting consistently only for like a few weeks. But if you look at B2B creators who've made millions from their content and truly have freedom, you'd realize that they've all made a disgusting amount of content. Like, look at this, Serge Katari. He's posted 1,300 videos. That's like a lot. And his first video is from 3 years ago. I don't know if this is like his first ever video, but that's a lot. 1.3 thousand video, that's a lot. And look at this, Ravi Abuvalo. He's also posted 1.3 thousand videos. And it seems that his first video was from 5 years ago. I'm not showing you this to try and discourage you by telling you bringing in leads with your content is actually hard. In fact, it's easier than cold outreach. But in order for that to happen, in order for you to bring in leads consistently, you need to put in the reps. And there's no way around that. So if this is your second or more video on my channel and you find my content valuable, consider subscribing.